Good morning, everybody. How's the squad doing today? Oh, I see there are a lot of you. Alright, we're on chapter 2. We're just at the investigation, so this should be fine. I'm cold, but that's because it's still not cold enough outside to turn on the heat in our apartment. We'll get there. Hey Eric, hey G-Dwarf, hey Simuse, see Night Valian and Clockwork Penguin, and I thought I saw someone called M-Drift and Stallion who had to leave, go check out the VODs, which is fair. Load the save data. Yes, please. Do that. Bum, 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 bum. Hey, Fickle Muse. Right. Chiharu's dead. Hey, Derek Morford. I was thinking about this the other day. I've not looked anything up, because I'm not doing that. But I feel like if I'm gonna blindly guess who did it, it's gonna be Toko. Now pay attention to the wall. Yes, no, I can see the wall. It's very, large. Hey, Cyber Pumpkin. There's a word written there. Yeah, I know why. I can see it. Hey, Lady TL. On the wall. Alright, fine. I'll go look at the wall. Bloodlust. Yep. That's what it says. In English. Don't know if that's been translated. Hey, MTVCM. Don't think it's any kind of dying message. Yeah, no, I agree. Too strange. But you know that thing about writing bloodlust and blood doesn't sound kind of familiar. Murderous fiend who kills again using word breathless. Oh, okay, right. I forgot there's that thing that we all added in about that person who is a serial murderer or something. Like a ghost attack and suddenly slipping away. The internet gave this killer. Oh, right, Genocide Jack. The murderous. He's not mysterious. He's murderous. Ultimate murderous fiend. Oh, okay, I see where this is going. Yeah, okay. He's an ultimate, and therefore maybe at our school, and maybe we're gonna blame, what, Kyoko? Because she won't tell us what she is? Hey, Swiss Cheese. Hey, Kavina.
What is this?
Some kind of copycat killer. Why would anyone do that? No, it could be the real one. What?
No way!
Nope. Going so far to right, bloodless at the scene. Well, I can't imagine a worse situation than dealing with a stupid murder. I don't know, the situation we're in's pretty bad. What is it now? Toko. Ina was pointing towards the entrance. Toko was the last to arrive, now she was just standing there. Why? Why? Whoa. Goodbye. Good dunk. She fainted. I rushed over to the collapsed Toko, started trying to shake her awake. I just remember about how she faints anytime she sees blood. Alright. Okay, maybe not her. Homophobic. Does not watch horror films. Yeah, I don't think that's a violation of the rules. So she... Okay, yeah.
Just a second.
Everybody wake up, Toko. And Toko woke up. She leapt straight up into the air, changing her stance as she did. Yeah, okay. Ignoring the physical contortions she had to go through, her motions were totally haphazard. Sorry, got shocked. Hey Toko, you okay? I'm fine. You change what your body looks like so the tongue's not out of your mouth. Must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. World has a front and a back, a top ending and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies.
Well,
Alright. Everything's fine. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Maybe we should take her back to her room.
so,
Sure. I don't want to do it by myself. I don't want to do it with you. I'll do it with Taka. Yeah, sorry, Hifumi. Everybody's gonna ignore you because you're gross. I just read the thing about the genocider. Fine. He took her little girl. We'll investigate. Assume nobody has a problem leaving Sakura and Mondo on guard duty again. Wait, we're gonna rush to an investigation? Why are we objecting to this? Mastermind isn't behind that after what happened last time. Sure, they realize that.
Don't make me repeat myself.
No question that Chihiro was murdered by someone among us. Well, duh.
Of course.
Right as rain. Don't take it as bad timing, it's just a fact of life. Because that's how graduation works. Oh, Makoto, we need to stop being so dumb. Fellow classmate killed us, oh no. No. Nothing. Yeah, okay. Sure.
Stop talking.
Stop monologuing. Give us what you came here to give us. You did bring it, right? Sure did.
It's the Monokuma file.
Case number 2.
See ya later.
Goodbye.
no way!
We really gotta do another investigation? No, actually we don't. I don't think you have to. It just seems like a bad idea to not. Examining the corpse of one of our friends, having to suspect all of our other friends.
Why?
We've been here like 5 days. Why? How are we all friends? I hate it too.
Help me!
Oh, kind of do feel bad for Hiro.
Hey! Such ignorance.
Just accept it already. After all, blood is just a liquid. Dead body is a simple object. Enthusiastic, aren't you?
Naturally.
How can I not be? If we don't unmask the culprit, we all die. That's true, but to jump in so soon? What, you wanna die?
Such ignorance.
Fine, go off and die. I'm gonna not die.
Damn you!
Hey, Mondo.
Piece of shit!
Come on.
Calm down.
Okay, stop fighting.
Because
If we don't solve the mystery and find the killer, our lives are forfeit. If Genocide Jack is here, then,
that's right.
well, that seems bad too. Forget victims. If we mess this up, we're all dead meat.
Hey, hey.
That's your worry. You don't gotta worry any longer. If in any one killing game, the guilty party may only kill a maximum of 2 people. Oh, new rule. Alright. Alright. No, it's a new rule.
Actually,
Just came up with it. One person went around and killed everyone, your lovely student life would be all over. So,
So then.
Why not limit it to one person?
Hey,
In a good mystery, you don't want to miss out on at least the potential of a serial killer angle. Just one would totally murder that possibility.
punishment is waiting for you.
Farewell. I'll catch you at the class trial. So, that means there could be a second body, or somebody else might die. If we can kill up to 2 people, then one more person's life could still be in danger.
Interesting.
We need to uncover the culprit before something else
You
happens.
son of a bitch!
So,
Taka and me are gonna drop Toko off. Yeah, cool, I'm gonna get dropped off.
there is nothing to be done.
Investigation time.
Is that okay?
Okay. Have to do it. We don't have any other choice. How many ways can you say you don't have a choice to do something? Better check the Monokuma file. Alright, time of death. 2 a.m. Hey Dreazoth, how you doing? Body was discovered in girl's locker room. Cause of death was a blow to the head with a blunt object. This could have been more of a crime of opportunity then. I mean, clearly not the setup after, but... Gotta do what gotta do. Do you have a second? Oh, do I have to talk to you?
Naturally.
Life without purpose is quite dull, you know. Okay, well, what do you need? Oh, happy birthday, Drazoth. Help is real good. I'm going to let you cooperate with me during my investigation. Oh, that's nice of you.
What?
Purchasing your talent, the same talent which allowed you to solve Sayaka's case. Okay.
Stop talking.
Seem to have some limited use, which is why I've chosen you. Cool. The honor of contributing to my investigation. Alright. So you remind me to come with you, you're doing it the most arrogant way possible. Yeah, this seems to be his character type.
Let's go.
Shall we get started? We need to get moving. Well, it looks like I'm working with this dude. Alright, let's take a look at some stuff around the room. Fresh blood stain. Oh, that looks like that might be a blunt object. There's a blood stain on it! Blow to the head. This could be the murder weapon.
Right.
Bum, bum, bum. I mean, I'm not willing to conclude anything's a murder weapon until the middle of the trial when somebody tells me it's something else. I've played Ace Attorney. Or Bloodlust. Can I look at... Could feel the life draining out of my own body. It's a dead body! Chihiro's dead body.
Very strange.
The more I look at it, the more strange it seems. Must be Genocide Jack. Yeah, let's go to that conclusion. Oh yeah. We're still not sure how he did it. What you want to say? Wonder about that. Alright. Oh yeah, there's some blood on the poster girl. Let's talk to Kyoko. Hey, Herbidirt. She took her time examining Chihiro's corpse. She poked and prodded it. You're a very strange woman, you know, being able to touch a dead body with no trouble. She seems to be concentrating pretty hard. It's like she can't even hear us. Oh, you're gonna be one of those characters. Yeah, alright. Hey, Sakura. Used to locker room all the time. I wish she killed in the locker room. Actually, think about it, she could have been killed somewhere else and carried here. Very light.
Well,
Still think she came on her own. Yeah, no, I think she was here on her own too. Yeah, because she's been talking about wanting to be strong. And she was going to exercise. According to the Moncun file, apparently she was killed around 2 in the morning. Yeah, but I don't like being seen at the gym either. She really have been exercising that late?
Perhaps.
You were usually in the locker room during the day. She was probably avoiding it then. Avoiding it? We invited her to join us more than once. She just never showed up, so I can only assume she was trying to avoid us. Instead, she came to exercise in the middle of the night.
However,
Maybe. It's difficult for me to imagine she would have come alone. Ba-bum-bum. She did want to start exercising, but she specifically mentioned she couldn't do it by herself. She needs support from others. So you're saying she could have come in the middle of the night to train in secret, but she might have come with someone else. Haha! Hey, Mondo. Dude had a real complex about being weak. You hear Chihiro talk about it, right? All I need to get stronger. Yeah, now that's the thing she said. I guess explains the trip down here. Did she really want to get... You know, she did. Makoto, stop being dumb. I know. Cause of Chihiro's complex. Yeah, I'm wondering what it might be. Really? Well, time to move on.
what?
New clues won't magically appear if we stand around. We need to check every aspect of this case.
Let's go.
If you're satisfied, let's hurry up and proceed. So pushy. Next location. This, well, it's no fun if you don't. People got into a room somehow. Hey, Kenneth. How's it going? Card reader, meant to work with our handbooks.
What?
Said then quickly, sharply clapped his hands together.
did you call for me?
Okay. Has he been domesticated?
That's right.
Seems that Makoto has a question for you.
You need something?
Sure. Yeah, this card reader.
Yep.
Have all been designed to interface with each of your e-handbooks. You can only enter the locker room corresponding to the gender listed in your individual handbook. Possible for 2 people in a row to go through while the door is unlocked, correct?
Unbelievable.
Uh-huh. We got a gun for that. School regulations prohibit anyone from lending someone else a handbook.
Of course.
That is correct. So then, only girls will go in the girls' locker room, only boys can go in the boys' locker room. Yeah, see, I don't know if this is a red herring or not, because it's... Hey, Makoto, I can see right through you. Uh-huh. Let me tell you what you're thinking. Since Chihiro was found in the girls' locker room, the killer must have been able to get in there.
So, in other words,
As such, the killer must be one of the girls. Did I get it right?
such ignorance.
Am I wrong? Pay closer attention to the regulations. The answer has been in front of you the entire time. Loaning your book is strictly prohibited. Only the act of loaning. Borrowing someone else's book is fine. Yeah. Managed to sniff out the loophole. Knowing you, I would bet you created it on purpose, didn't you? To add a little more excitement to things. Oh. Now then, since the dead can't actually talk, they're not people anymore, they're things.
Yeah.
Nope. Wait, hold on, you're saying that it's a loophole? In order to borrow something from someone, then That means someone have to loan it.
Why you?
Well, that means the person loaning it is the one in trouble, I guess. Just listening to you makes me want to pass out. Be more like Byaku, yeah, and get your poop together. Or I'll charge you with criminal negligence. No more questions. Goodbye.
That's fine.
Well, I know you are unfortunately lacking in mental faculties, so I'll fill you in myself. To the main hall. Okay. That'll help you understand. Card reader. Came to the main hall. Okay, so why are we here? Oh, fine. Okay. That looks... Alright, fine. I'll look at the main door. No? Gatling gun? Mailbox. Is there something in it? E-handbook. Wait, there's 3 of them. So you finally found them. Did you know these were here? Happened to find them by chance the other day. There's a system in place where the handbooks of dead students get delivered to this mailbox. So then... Really? These belong to Junko, Leon, and Sayaka, which means somebody had to use Sayaka's. I only turned on one of the handbooks, and then... You're right. This is the key to the loophole. Yeah. Active loaning, borrowing is fine.
What?
Hold on a second.
Very
What's wrong?
strange.
One of the handbooks won't turn on. Is it broken? Other handbook showed Junko's name when I started up. One won't turn on, must be
I
Leon's.
see.
He did get pummeled with dozens and dozens of baseballs. Memory of it came flooding back. A cruel punishment which led to Leon's death. Cruel, heartless death.
Damn it!
Oh,
Me
hi,
angry!
hi, Monokuma.
No!
What's up? Key handbook is essential to student life. Crucial, integral, instrumental, super big deal. There's no way it would break that easily. But, didn't it?
That's impossible!
If I say it wouldn't break, it wouldn't break. It can withstand up to 10 tons of pressure and it's waterproof up to 100 meters. I don't care how many baseballs you hit with it, it wouldn't do it. Even my amazing handbook does have one single weak point, though. Uh-huh.
I can't hear you!
That's the secret, so goodbye. Leon must have broken it somehow without realizing what its weakness was. Maybe. Well, I think his handbook isn't actually broken.
What?
But you might ask, how could that be? Did someone switch their handbooks? It just happened. Monokuma said it's not broken, but it's undeniable fact it's not turning on.
That's fine.
Well, doesn't matter right now. Nope, bothers me. Gonna add it to my truth bullets. This should be enough to get things rolling. Let's begin our investigation in earnest and track down the true culprit. Need to find out who killed Chihiro. Not quite. Uh-huh. What's that supposed to mean? You. What do you mean? I want to reveal Chihiro's killer, but more precisely, I want to discover the true identity of Genocide Jack. Oh, you're gonna go on about that. Alright, and it's probably true. You really believe Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Absolutely. Murderous Fiend is Genocide Jack,
What?
right? Nobody else it could be. Murderous Fiend who kills again and again using a bizarre and brutal method. They're like a ghost, attacking suddenly, then slipping away before the police can catch up to them. He's killed thousands of people. Could he really be one of us? Not wrong to wonder. And your toast. Words mean very little right now. Something that will prove it, and I can show you. Are you going to? Bum, bum.
Don't make me repeat myself.
I have a basis to believe that, I assure you. Give me proof. Somewhere I'd like to take you, this will provide all the evidence you
It's all
need.
clear now.
Evidence that Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro. Hey, you two. Big trouble.
I don't have time.
We're
to play with
busy.
you.
'Cause, I mean,
But, emergency. Emergency. Come on, gotta help me. What up?
please.
Just calm down, Hina.
'Cause, I mean,
What happened?
well,
Something's wrong with Toko. She's acting super strange. What should we do?
Very strange.
Well, okay, I'm intrigued. Just because it's Toko. Suppose we can take a second and see what's going on with her. Sure?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Thought for sure he'd say no.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's go.
Let's go.
Headed to the dorms. Alright. Guys are too slow. I tried to go in. I think you're just too fast. What's the emergency?
So,
After what happened in the girls' locker room, we left Toko in her room so she could lay down. Seems safe. After a while, we came back to check on her, see how she was doing. She refused to come out. She kept saying all this weird stuff.
That's fine.
Okay, we'll talk to her. Can I do that now? May as well give it a shot. Ding dong. Door swung wide open, slowly, silently. That's not very wide. I want to point that out, game. Oh no! An aura of negativity flowed out from behind the door, forcing a gasp out of me.
What?
What?
Oh, nothing. It's just that Hina was really worried about you, pulling yourself up in your room.
leave me alone.
Yeah, sure thing. But could you open up just for a second?
Won't allow it.
Huh?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control.
Oh, we're gonna do this. And just like that, she slammed the door in my face. Well, that was fun. She's been acting like that the whole time when I rang a little while ago. I'll drive out the killer. Drive out the murderous fiend. Doesn't make any sense, right? I was afraid to leave her in there alone, so I tried to bust down her door. I felt like something was holding it shut on the other side. Like like her arms? A ghost? Toko was scared enough to even bar her door. She thinks the same thing as Bayek. Yeah? She thinks a serial killer, Genocide Jack, really murdered Chihiro? Is that why Toko's so scared? We are so dumb. Well, whatever it is, I'm really worried about her. Anyone who might be able to persuade her? I guess maybe the dude I'm with, because she seemed to have a thing for him. Hey. Guy who thinks he's better than everyone else. You go talk to her. Maybe you can get her to come out of her room.
That's fine.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Really? Okay. No, I doubt he's doing this for nice reasons. He stood in front of her door, not making a sound, and then pressed the doorbell. Ding dong. After a few moments...
What do you want?
Leave me alone, you're all so annoying. Bacula!
It's Byakuya.
Sorry I couldn't keep our promise. Don't worry, never again. Won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again. And the door slammed shut. Even Byakuya couldn't pull it off. Nothing else we can do. Back to the investigation. Wait, no, hold on. What was Toko talking about just now? About that promise.
What?
I have no idea. Another one of her delusions, I'm sure. But
Stop talking.
if I say I don't know, means I don't know. Just let Hina take care of her. Yeah, okay, I'll stay here, keep an eye on her.
Let's go.
Without waiting for a reply, he ran away. And I hurried to catch up. I tried to talk to him several times as we walked, but he didn't even look back, let alone say anything. He just kept on walking towards his destination. Finally, his feet brought him to a stop in front of a certain room. Library? Oh, time to go in. Bum, 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 bum. So many things to look at. I'm doing the investigation thing, dude, where you just look at everything. Okay, fine. You tell me where to look then. Is it evidence that proves it was Genocide Jack in the
Don't
library?
make me repeat myself.
Don't make me say it again. Bum, bum. Oh, coin though. Boom, boom, boom. Lamp, the letter, desk. Something over here in this. Some monitor. There's something on the floor. What if I just try to leave? It's the archive. Oh, wait, this isn't leaving, this is going somewhere else. Oh, you wanted me to go here. Okay.
Let's go.
It all makes sense once you're inside. I miss Sayaka. She was at least nice. Even if it was because she was gonna try and pin the murder on me. So much dust.
So in other words,
I would say there's enough value in this place to endure the dust. Okay. Let's start with this box. Maybe there's some magic cards in it. We get some value out of that. Nope. Empty. And judging by the smudges in the dust, it looks like something was inside once. Wonder what it could have been. There was an extension cord plugged in here. There. It proved very useful. Oh, okay, so use this for the lamp. The shelf is stuffed with files. Picked one at random. Ah, you have a sharp eye indeed to select that file.
That's right.
That's the report on a presidential assassination. The original is kept at the National Library. It won't be declassified for another 30 years. You sure you want to look at it now? It's no telling whose crosshairs you might wind up in for peeking at it. Without making a sound, I put the file back on the shelf. Lamp. It's the same one I saw him using in the library.
What?
You're the killer. Oh, I mean, you used the lamp. Too dark over there, so I thought I'd put it to good use. And I got coin. Why are you hiding coins in your lamp? That can't be useful.
That's enough.
Those documents are dangerous. Detail all the people who control the world from behind the scenes. Dangerous truth for a common. Why are they in this school? You mean like members of the Diet or something? So, for those of you who don't know, the Diet is, I believe, a political party within Japan. So, yeah. They get brought up in manga sometimes. No, I mean the ones with real power. The secret council, controlling everything from the shadows. If you're really ready to be disappeared for it, take a look. There's some very interesting people in there. You're kidding, right? Oh, is that what they call their government? Meh, I don't know. I just know it's a governmental thing. Bum bum. Bum bum. Bum. Something behind you. Bum bum bum. Hey, there's some files on that shelf too. Let me give you a warning. Those things are filled with photos of crime scenes. All those files there are investigation reports. Why are all of these files in this room? Internal documents for police. No, seriously, why do we have these files in the school? I'm actually not understanding this library at all. Maybe you can tell me. The only reason I was interested in the library is because of this room right here. It's home to classified government documents, police records, things no ordinary person would ever see.
Such ignorance.
Yeah, I know we're in a school that's like for people who are real smart and good at shit, but it's just so much. How could everyone put this together? Suppose it shows you how much power Hope's Peak truly wields. The mastermind may have wanted to provide us with enough entertainment to keep us from getting bored. Uh-huh. What's wrong? You still can't believe it? And how about you? How can you believe it so easily? Things like that are usually impossible.
What?
What do you mean, usually? Usual, normal, ordinary, simple. Those things don't exist anywhere in the real world. Oh, I don't know about that. I'm like the ultimate normal student. You don't understand what they actually represent. You don't understand the nature of anything. Besides, what you consider usual is based on your common sense, right? What makes you think your own common sense applies to me at all? Documents gathered here are genuine. I've reviewed them multiple times. You're saying you've read all of them and more than once. But this all has to be like top secret and stuff and you're gonna die. My family has a reading room just like this at our home. Ours is bigger, of course, but not as dusty. Members of the Togami family have access to any variety of government-related documents. That includes foreign powers as well as domestic. What?
So, in other words,
I already told you. There's a secret council that controls the world from the shadows. My family's been part of it for generations. And I have within me the bloodline that will allow me to one day bend the world to my will. But to become such a ruler, I must know all levels of this world backwards and forwards. So whenever I have time, I like to review whatever documents and materials that interest me. Which is why I can proclaim without a doubt that the materials gathered here are the real thing. Okay. You're weird. And what always interested me the most were the cold case police investigation reports. Uh-huh. Reading through those reports has always been a hobby of mine, ever since I was little. It's excellent mental exercise. I've solved more than a few of those cases just by reviewing the reports. And among all those reports, one of my recent favorites is the Genocide Jack case. As he talked, he grabbed a specific file from the shelf.
that's right.
This is the complete case file. Every single report surrounding the Genocide Jack cases have been compiled in here. Because there are so many, allow me to quickly summarize the main points. To begin with, there are two notable characteristics in every Genocide Jack murder. First, every crime scene, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. Second, is that the victims are murdered, their bodies are suspended in a certain way. Bloodlust is written in blood and the victim's body is suspended. Exactly what happened to Chihiro! Oh. Save your surprise, the best part is yet to come. For the second characteristic, where the victims are suspended, the only ones who knew about that fact were members of the police and other higher-ups. By all accounts, nobody in the media ever found out. In other words, no one on the news, no one online, nobody knew about that aspect. Only key officials and the killer himself knew this act of mounting the victim. Hey, Mangled Pixel. If you recall Chihiro's corpse, in case you don't, here's a visual. Her body was most certainly mounted in this fashion. Alright. How could the killer have known about suspending the victim?
That's right.
That's the key question. In fact, the answer is simple.
So, in other words,
The culprit isn't a copycat. It's the real Genocide Jack. Ugh.
in other words,
That's right. There is the evidence that Genocide Jack has hidden himself among the rest of us. Genocide Jack is really... such a brutal, fiendish killer really is walking around among us?
interesting.
Things are really starting to get interesting, aren't they? Hey, The Road 1995, thanks for the well, welcome to the squad. Never imagined a killer with such a reputation would ever become a part of our little game. Now, don't you think it would be good for you to take a look at what I've already seen? You might just manage to ferret out a clue or two.
Such ignorance.
If you get down on your knees and beg, I might even show you myself. No thanks. Are we done here? Can I see that file?
Fine.
Sure. Feel free to look at it in here, but you can't take it with you. The large book handed me the file, flipped through it with tense, nervous fingers. Suddenly, my hand stopped. I reached the page where photos from the scene of each crime had all been collected. Names of Genocide Jack's victims ran on for several pages. Office worker, Ken Harada, 32, Tetsuhiro Honda, Shojigaku, Kanano Issei, Takeshi Yoshida. Okay. One thing became perfectly clear as I read. All of the killer's countless victims were killed and suspended in exactly the same way. I don't know, there's a lot of scissors in most of these pictures. And At the scene of every murder, the word bloodless was left in the victim's own blood. Now take a look at the next page and you'll find another interesting tidbit. Bum, 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 bum. Profiling results. All the crimes took place either on weekdays, at night, or during holidays, either day or night. Most common time for the killings to take place was on holidays in the afternoon. Based on these facts, it could be suggested that the suspect may be a student. Evidence suggests that the suspect lingered at the scene, but even when they did leave, they were in a panic. Because an eyewitness has never come forward, it's unlikely there was any external reason for this. This confused behavior suggests that the suspect may potentially suffer from dissociative identity disorder.
So, in other words,
The key point here is that the culprit may well have a split personality. So I'm part of another totally unbelievable story. This one is way more unbelievable than anything else up till now. I feel like my mind has gone numb. Well, I add this to my truth bullets section.
let's go.
Well, it should get going. Where are we going? Well, not here. Okay. As usual, he turned and left without another word, hurried out of the library to catch up. This is where we part ways. I have some things I need to take care of. What?
I don't have time to play with you.
Enough of your annoying misapprehensions. Did you really think we'd be together the whole time? I was kind of hoping we wouldn't. Take responsibility for yourself and do something useful.
Goodbye.
Excellent. Free time investigation. I uncovered some really important clues. Genocide Jack. I don't know about that. I don't... Murder's Fiend is one of us. Who is it? I'd find that out. Go investigate. Go back to this crime scene. I should also check the boys' locker room. I just might have come up with some info. Need to find everything I can. Alright. Map. Alright, we are on the second floor already. Is it this way? Nope. Wrong buttons. Wrong buttons. There we go. This way. I hate talking to you.
Da, 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 da.
Discover evidence.
I feel as if...
Uh-huh. Okay.
That's it. I'm sure of it.
I found... Okay. Miss Lunenburg said she'd witnessed something worthwhile too.
Well,
She wouldn't tell me. Okay, so where's Celeste? Warehouse by the dorms. Uh-huh. Okay, cool. Let's do the boys' locker room first. Hey, the poster changed. Popular boy band called Tornado. And there's a stain. Anything else I can look at? Nothing really. Alright then. go to the girls' locker room. Hey, how about you give me some help?
Indeed.
Generally speaking,
However,
gotta get going though. Wait, what? What do you gotta do? You don't need to worry about it. Just, you know, work at this.
so then,
Before I go, let me give you one piece of advice. You should examine Chihiro's body one more time. Also, her handbook is missing. You might want to determine its whereabouts.
goodbye.
Okay, thanks for the help. Wonder if her handbook is broken. Wonder if it got broken by, say, a weight. She said thoroughly. Well, let's see. Chihiro's hands are bound with some kind of rope. Rope was used to prop her up in a crucifix position. This rope has a plug. Wait, this isn't a rope at all. Actually, now that I think about it, there's some other things that concern me. Chihiro's fatal injury was a blow to the head, which means someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. And then, you know, she's been suspended after the blow. I didn't see any reason to think about that too much before, but seeing them again after looking through the Genocide Jack files, something's not quite right. What does this all mean? Well, one thing most likely to tie all these mysteries together is the true nature of the rope. And to figure that out, there's a certain place I need to revisit and look over again. Might help to look at the Genocide Jack file one more time. So that certain place might be the library.
Damn. No forgiveness.
Search a helpless building is unforgivable. Oh. Alright. How about you, Mondo? Okay, this is the same conversation as before. Ah, so pool, not important. Got it. Okay, then let us leave. Some more I need to check. Oh, I guess I didn't look at the poster again. Uh-huh. I mean, it does take up most of that poster. When we were here yesterday, this poster was here along with the other one. These posters were in both rooms. Hylian, hey, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the squad. Oh, but wait. That reminds me. Poster in the other locker room is... Yes, something definitely strange. A boy band. I thought I turned all my alarms off. Oh, that was the last one. Could the posters have been switched? We didn't go in the girls. Oh yeah, you're right. I don't know why I'm thinking that we did then. Why would someone have done that? Maybe I should talk to somebody who knows about the locker rooms. This one. You spend a lot of time in the girls' locker room. You use it nearly every day since it opened. Sometimes Hina and I use it together. Cool. So, let me ask you. Posters switched?
I'm sorry.
Can't really say, never paid any attention. Let's see.
However,
Here's something that's bothering me. I like to drink a little protein coffee every time. Ew, gross. Protein coffee. We have protein coffee? Warehouse. It's not the highest quality, but I don't have a lot of other options. Mixed protein powder with... Yuck. Gross. Anyway, other day I spilled some on the carpet in the girls' locker room and left a stain. Ah, so that's where that stain came from. They switched the carpets too. How'd they get her into the boys? Okay. Okay, I'm starting to see how some of this
of
works.
course.
Almost the earlier stain has disappeared. I only assume somebody came along and cleaned it up. Isn't it unusually clean, as if there's never a stain here to begin with? Disappearing stain has been added. Okay, so we should find maybe Hina. And Celeste. You're supposed to be by the warehouse. Map. Dining hall. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Hey Celeste. What you doing? This warehouse is amazing. Absolutely everything one might need to live a full life. Soul Survivor, hey, thanks for that follow. Welcome to the squad. From food to clothes to towels, there's an endless supply to choose from. I see. So, I heard you found some case-related things?
Most unfortunate.
Oh, I knew you were gonna ask. Thought talking about the warehouse itself might misdirect you, but I see it was pointless. So, yes? Alright, fine, I'll tell you and only you.
Actually,
Last night I saw her. Chihiro was in the warehouse. Really?
indeed.
This was right before nighttime.
Hmm?
What are you
What
doing
are you
out
doing
this
out
late?
this late?
Oh, we've got voice acting now.
Oh, I was just... Are you planning to go exercise, perhaps?
What? How did you know?
You have a duffel bag with a...
Because I can see a blue track jacket sticking out of that duffel bag you're carrying.
Oh, you're right. Thanks. Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
Yes, indeed.
I assumed she was merely stocking up to go exercise in the morning, but it would appear she ignored the nighttime rule and headed directly to the girls' locker room. If she hadn't broken our rule, none of this ever would have happened. Get what you deserve, I suppose. So, apparently, she went to the girls' locker room late at night in order to exercise without anyone knowing. Chances are good something happened to her book. She somehow broke it, switched it out with Leon's, and was going to the boys' locker room at night because she didn't want anyone to know that her handbook was broken. Again, she couldn't get into the girls' locker room. Strange thing is, there's no trace of the track jacket or duffel bag Celeste said she saw Chihiro carrying, which would mean the killer would have gotten rid of it somehow. Or it's not in that room. So let's count is added. Alright. Talk to you. We are here though. So we can find some other coins. Bum, 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 bum. I've also thrown out my guess of Toko. I mean, that was my blind guess at the beginning, but I just feel like that's a red herring. Okay, let's leave here. Go to the dining hall, talk to Hina. Boom, boom. Hey Hina, you use the rooms. How's Toko doing? Same as before, she won't come out, she just keeps on mumbling something about Genocide Jack. So I just left her there. You left her? Yeah, I got hungry.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll head back as soon as I'm done eating. I mean, she's not exactly pleasant, but I'm still worried about her. Speaking of which, what are you eating? Maybe you should take some food for Totoko. She probably hasn't eaten in a while.
Huh?
A donut. Uh-huh. Two things I'm sure God created. Outer space and donuts. Really? I bet Chihiro would have liked to eat more donuts. Maybe that was her one... No, maybe that was her one big regret, not eating enough donuts. Should have tried to spend more time with her. Come to think of it, who did she spend time with?
Well,
She was a bit strange, didn't really hang out with the other girls much. It was like she was trying to keep her distance from us. Actually, Sakura said something similar. She said that even though you and her invited Chihiro to exercise with you, she always refused.
yeah, totally.
It's true, and it wasn't just us, it was like she stayed away from all the girls. Maybe she was just shy? I don't know, she talked to the boys all the time. Kind of weird to be shy around your own sex, but totally fine with the opposite sex? Nope, not really that weird at all. Oh wait, maybe. Maybe she's used to guys spoiling her. The law says you can't judge a book by its cover, right? That's a potential theory, sure. She doesn't really seem like that kind of person, but yeah. Outer space donuts. Yeah, those sound great. We should grab some donuts on the way to Rhythm Cafe today. Alright, talk to you. So we gotta go back to the library? Yeah. Yeah. Nope, not talking to you. Library. Thick layer of dust. Maybe some kind of clue. Nope. Extension cord was in here before. Okay, but we're not gonna... This desk lamp. Grab that one thing from over here, put it over here. Sure is dark. Alright, well, let's look at that file then, I guess. Huh. File's gone. Someone take it out of the archive. Only one who would do something like that. I have to go track him down now. Oh, there's nothing else in here, really. There's anything super important in here. Oh, well, apparently there is. Okay, fine. The lamp won't turn on. Oh, I see. This is not plugged in. Lamp's cord isn't long enough to reach the outlet. Last time, it was definitely on. It was definitely right here. Oh, that's right. There was an extension cord. There's no extension cord here now. I wonder how this could relate. Maybe I'll put it in my truth bullets section. Think about it later. Dun, dun, dun. Bum, 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 bum.
I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in? It's the moment you've all been waiting for. The class trial. You remember where to meet, right?
No, why don't you tell me?
Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school.
Cool, thanks.
See you soon.
Begin the class trial, or ignore everything and play hooky. Well, no, that's probably hard to do. The red door. It's right over there. I haven't done this in a while. I should maybe just save now, even though I think it's gonna give me that option. Bum 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 bum. No, Makoto's about general protagonist, naive and dumb. There's points where if you play Ace Attorney, Phoenix is like this as well, where he's just like, what could this mean? And you're like, I can already see who the killer is. So, everyone ready to... Are we missing someone? Maybe? I can't tell. There's a lot of people still.
Yo.
Toku's not here. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. General social psychological trigger warnings. Yeah, I would not doubt that. And Toku is... Really don't remember?
Come on.
How could I forget Toko? Crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Everybody's gonna think it's her. I'll go ahead and drag her out, kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please. And then a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him. I'm glad they didn't show us a scene of that. Told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you drag a girl around. Terrible. You're terrible. Alright, now everyone's here. Alright, so playing hooky would have really been out of the question. Alright, hustle onto the elevator. Let's get this show on the road.
Let's go.
Chihiro. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her except for the people who really disliked those characteristics parts of her. Someone made a choice to kill a girl like that for no reason, even though we all have a motivation to try and get out of the school, and that's the point of the graduation. And the murderer is one of us, because that's part of the rules. I'm not talking to these people. No, I don't want.
It's true.
I gave a small nod in reply. Walked toward the elevator. Every step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. Couldn't get a handle on my emotions. Couldn't stop speculating. The steel block sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. As it went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, given that it's an object and it doesn't have emotions. Until finally came to a sudden stop, like it was programmed to do. Redecorated, isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with. Good, good. Rip raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it.
Well,
Alright, show on the road.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Find your assigned seats. Then the curtain happened. Deadly judgment, deadly deception, deadly betrayal, deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Yes, I do want to save, because I don't want to have to go through that again. Right. I have increases bullet capacity. Sure. I've got those two, so why not? Class trial time.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
We have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Yeah, it was probably that.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
What? Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't contradict that.
Chihiro's fatal injury.
Was it this one?
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of...
Blunt instrument could it have...
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Why?
Interesting.
Whoa.
That sort would make...
Okay, fine. An iron pipe.
Chihiro's fatal injury.
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt instrument...
It was an iron pipe.
No.
Great. I said before the trial.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime?
Not some random iron pipe that you're guessing for no reason.
It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yeah?
Yay! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to... Yeah, actually, I do want to know about this new element. Lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Alright. Truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. It's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the X button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. If you shoot an actual mark with your silencer instead of the white noise, time limit will decrease, so take careful aim when you have your silencer out. Okay, one other thing. You also shoot down white noise by... Oh, okay, yeah. Reaction difficulty is set to gentle. Wait, no, there's one up here. In which case you can forget about the silencer and just focus. We have this set to kind, I believe.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean,
Whoa.
come on.
What? Oh,
There's just no proof for it.
so...
Hey, so speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is.
Okay, I think I get what's going on.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
I see, okay.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
Video game.
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
Another characteristic. Every case which the world at large doesn't know.
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of.
Well, I mean, you were aware of it, so you could have done it. That's probably not what happened.
It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
Yeah, it's totally not going to be Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie! What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle. Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
It's a riddle for sure, but I feel like I understand it. What it means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also to not be Toko. The answer is that she's just not one person, but multiple people, right? Alright, Hangman's Gambit. Crap, what are they wanting me to go for? Oh.
understand?
Yeah.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Yeah.
Perfectly acceptable.
No.
Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
I'm not really sure that it is. The one that says...
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
Right, yeah, and she was fine about the dead body all of a sudden.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
No, she was scared that she is actually Genocide Jack.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How? Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko? You said you wouldn't tell anyone. What? You promised! I can't believe you lied!
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone.
I mean, you're assuming that she did let them. I mean, I guess you have evidence that suggests that, but I mean, how many people could have found that file?
But in spite of that promise...
So I'm not so sure you didn't do it yet.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that, but you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing. Could...
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, The opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person you don't mean. Oh, this is gonna be... Huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second...
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see? Yes! What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna do like the voice change though, that's at least something. I don't know why we have to do the tongue thing.
I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, that's what we're all asking, Mondo.
What happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
So intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
God, the thickness of those teeth. This is the murderous fiend Genocide Jack? This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true? Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death.
I mean, it's enough to convince me that she probably needs some help.
There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack.
I mean, it's a pretty good assumption.
If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Nah, there's plenty of people. Say, maybe somebody who knew about her secret, who also wants to graduate, who would bring it up to light.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Who knew how to do it. There's plenty of ways.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah, I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe she's totally right about that. But something's still bothering me. What she said, I need to get some more details about all of this.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Okay, I think I know which one it is.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
No, it's wrong. Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Scissors.
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
There's one clear difference between the murders. In the photos from the other cases, look at the neck and the stomach. Here you'll find a clear difference.
I got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
Right, so this would have been with the extension cord.
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
Some kind of rope.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
I mean, they're real good scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement.
No, why? How the heck have they not been able to track you down if you're doing a custom-ordered scissors job? Really?
Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that.
Patterns surrounding it?
I got it! because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
Well, now you all know who to stay away from, don't you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the movie side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it.
I kind of like the term fan madam. I mean, I wouldn't use that term, but
It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors?
in school?
I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors.
I mean, she probably does keep them on her at all times.
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
School that has no scissors.
Da, 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 da! She's fully equipped. That's right, so I can kill anywhere, anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you. Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. The rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, one person who could have copied it.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records.
And you do have a secret that probably wouldn't have liked getting out. About your family, that kind of thing.
Plus, you already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm a...
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
And the locker rooms. You're suspicious. It's very suspicious. Nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls. Ah, yeah, you're trying to divert off the boys' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
Yes, I do want to know. Going to add something called a truth flashback. Yay! You aim a weak spot and hold down the triangle button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth signature. Use this flashback feature as many times as you want. You don't seem to have the answer to a lie or contradiction. It might be wise to memorize a different weak spot. When's the best time for flashback? Well, you'll just have to use your keen wits. What? I will say that if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Okay. TLDR, you can now copy in yellow highlighted phrase and use that to try and bust down another weak spot. Okay.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Doesn't make sense how he could have known before we even found out. That's true. So...
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
Hold triangle.
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about
you wish you'd taken me with you? So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird, but he was acting weird. If you're presented with the opportunity to
check out the girls...
That's a natural reaction for
You can only memorize yellow stuff?
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions.
Oh,
What's so
okay.
strange you wish you'd taken me with you?
I think I just understood.
So, you said Byakuya was, but he was acting weird. If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls'
natural reaction for...
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
Memorize yellow stuff and then I use that for different thing? Is that what... Memorize before we found the body and use it.
So,
I hit
you
yellows.
said Byakuya was acting kind
Oh,
of
okay.
weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird.
Yeah, okay.
That's a natural reaction. The victim was Chihiro, who...
No, that's wrong. I'll tell you what's so strange about that.
So this is essentially using earlier testimony to... It's a neat mechanic.
Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was.
Let's see how that's gonna make things
So
complicated.
your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit.
Yeah, I'm finding that some of the mechanics in this game are just not explained super well.
Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's his attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. We got him cornered and he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you?
There is. I think.
Yeah, a visual tutorial would have really helped.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents.
Right, so that extension cord thing?
The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Differences between this case and the other cases. The evidence that proves he's responsible. What could it be?
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before.
in my life.
Right. Obviously, somebody
Okay.
else.
Must have had it hidden away somewhere.
Yeah, I saw where that was. Come on, let's do this again.
You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body. But Chihiro went for some kind of rope. That's right.
Then there must be something very fishy.
Hey, Byakuya.
Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
No, that's wrong. Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Yeah, I realized I almost would have hit the white noise there and that would have been bad. Whoop.
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you?
It's funny because I was willing to make him not the suspect of this case when we first had it show up, because I was like, oh well, no, he's just talked about how he understands how the game works and how everything, so it's just too obvious.
And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room. then hung her up and wrote that bloody message.
No, you killed her in boys' locker room. I'm not sure how you got into the girls' locker room now that I think about it. But you didn't kill her in there,
I
so...
intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
He's doing it again. Totally calm, totally unconcerned, as if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved.
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I mean, I guess he could have borrowed Sayaka's book.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
No, he'd have to use one of the dead girls' notebooks, because I'm gonna go with the idea that Chihiro's book's probably the broken one. And Leon's is missing on purpose. We have frame droppage? We do. Let's see if that settles down in a sec. No, okay. Well, seems okay now. Another second there. I think it might be fine.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second?
Oh, it's going again. Let me just go check and make sure nothing's downloading. I'll be right back. Yeah, there was some uploading going on. Fix that, so that should help. Alright.
I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
Yeah, but what if we're wrong?
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait, was that just now? Something's not right. Chihiro's body was definitely found in the girls' locker room, but does that mean... Can I really just accept what has been said? No, I don't think so. There's definitely something off.
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that.
That's true. Not questioning that.
How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Because just because you find somebody...
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene?
Well, the carpet and a poster. And I guess a dumbbell.
That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene. Byakuya, who would have been confident by now. Maybe he never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission. What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence. Okay, we're gonna go with the, locker room posters.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is...
Your proof is some posters?
Yes.
The poster in the girls' locker room was... A picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado.
I don't think I can save during... Oh, I can. Well then. Let's just do that.
Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Yes. I'm still grossed out by the idea that you mix protein powder into coffee. It's...
Protein coffee?
I mean, I also don't like coffee, so the whole mixture is just bad.
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
Nope, not scrubbed. Exchanged. It was moved.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away.
Ooh, protein coffee equals gravy?
In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
Okay.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
I wasn't really expecting this information to come from him, but okay. Could Chihiro have really gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, that's wrong. No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
We have no proof that that's his handbook, though.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Nope.
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup! Hit the nail square on the noggin!
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
I mean, it's not a terrible idea. I don't think she'd do that. That seems like a lot of work, but...
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
Or that reason.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
It is indeed a Wind Waker shirt. What was I thinking about? Is that it then? Chiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya is really the only one left? I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second.
So it's time for Kyoko.
I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Can we take breaks? Oh.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Calling a timeout?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
It's time for the unfortunate reveal.
Huh?
Oh,
It'll
yeah.
make things more exciting? Well, alright then. I declare an official class trial recess.
I feel like you could get away with anything with Monokuma if you can promise that what you're about to do is going to be exciting.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Some of the comments aren't good. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I disagree with some of the statements that characters are making, but I don't think it's wrong to have characters who make those statements, because we do have people in the world who think things that people are saying.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
But I don't have to agree with what they say. So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off, with Kyoko in the lead, which makes sense because she's the one who knows what's going on. And where she took us was... the murder scene.
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
Oh no.
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her.
Nope.
No, wait.
It's probably best if...
Nope.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro.
Putting hands together, brief prayer. Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body. What? This.
What is it?
Not possible.
You don't have to act
It's
this
not
way
possible.
about it. Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is.
A girl.
Is what?
A girl.
Is
A girl.
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
Alright.
What?
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Ah, yeah. So, G-Dwarf, what you're describing is, I swear I was reading something about this the other day. In a lot of Japanese games, they don't really have... A lot of times this stuff does get translated as being, trans, even though it's not necessarily trans. So, yeah, I'm not even gonna bother trying to figure this out. I'm not a good source of info for this.
Then it's really true?
But everybody's going to react poorly to it.
Chihiro was... Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial.
I mean, all gender is complicated. And I never want to walk through that scene again. So let's save.
We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
I mean, that's fine. That thought doesn't have to cross your mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain...
This is the most titillating situation!
This is the thing I hate the most. This is the reason why people don't tell you things like that. Because then you have people who go on and on about how they knew or how they didn't know, and as if it mattered.
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. we still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
Ah, he's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
No, I said that he had access to the files and therefore knew could do the thing.
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but... it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
So you didn't know it had been moved.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Rulebook says nothing about altering crime scenes. It's true. The rules also state that at least 3 people have to find the body before they will announce that the body's been found. So, if he came across it first, he could have altered without anyone seeing.
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Okay.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if he didn't do it, who's the real killer? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about. Killer was able to gain access to a real murder scene, which means...
I got it!
Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you need a boys' handbook. Leon's handbook is broken, even though sure had to have been a guy. We need to find more clues.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer. And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man. Game over.
Yay! No! Not game over!
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are
one. Nobody get a look.
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over.
It's all over. You want to know
Who saw the victim? The killer.
No, that's wrong.
Oh, hey, Splatty.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
I wish they hadn't changed the pronouns. I mean, I understand why they're doing it, but I wish they hadn't.
Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
whatever. Just hurry up and tell us.
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a double bag. But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It's because we weren't at the murder scene. That's true. Dark Morphord is correct about that, but that's still problematic within localization, I'd say.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
I disagree, Simuse. Because I mean, I agree that a person who cross-dresses isn't necessarily trans, but I disagree that a localization team wouldn't change that without thinking. Again, it's a topic I'm not really interested in discussing right now, I guess.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, better get going. Kind of a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Yeah. But Chihiro wouldn't be able to get into the girls' locker room due to the way the e-handbooks work. Probably would have found that annoying.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
I do?
Huh?
I don't know if I was paying good enough attention.
You know who the killer is.
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
Yeah, Kyoko.
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
I mean, I'm gonna guess that it does. I need to look at the jacket again.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was heading. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who
No.
the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
Okay,
heard it,
so
right?
this feels
What he
like a
just said without
flashback
even
thing.
realizing it?
I gotta
First
listen
of
to
all,
it again.
We know where Chihiro was heading. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
Oh.
I don't even have a tracksuit.
Oh.
I have a white tracksuit. I got it from the warehouse. Would any of that really help us get him? No way.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
You
Yeah.
heard him, right? What he just...
Yep. Caught it.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was heading.
He was on his way to go, so next we have... Why did he choose this? What do you mean?
The specific tracksuit.
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
No?
Shoot!
Exercise, blue, black, white. Might just be Celeste's account. Yeah, it's true. I might not need to memorize. How do I? Okay.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
So let's go off. Why did we choose this?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it!
We picked that.
It matched the one that covered.
Oh, what you're saying? The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as...
Yeah, okay.
No, that's wrong. Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
So I'm stuffing a track jacket. It did say the color.
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
I just assumed we showed a picture of the scene or something somehow.
What are you? You just...
Hey, Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
And I kind of assumed we needed to memorize a thing just based on the fact that there was no white noise. Which I guess is not always the case.
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Well, because I just...
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro?
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night.
Uh-huh.
He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, he stuffed it into the duffel bag. You wouldn't have seen it.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony, when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question. There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You notice such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful.
No, I'm not the frightful one. not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
Oh, that's right. The two of you became friends after that steam room battle.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Is actual evidence?
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
I got it!
Heroes?
We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Oh, is it Mondo's? Is it actually Mondo's handbook? And it turns out Mondo still has Chihiro's?
Well, that's what I was hoping.
Oh, but it's busted.
Busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
Yeah. That's a wants it to be a fair trial.
If I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
But if we figure it out anyway, we can all copy it anyhow.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example?
I'm gonna guess that from now on, for the rest of the time, nobody gets a single broken handbook.
Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
Okay.
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
Thanks, Taka.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed.
Yeah, it's not that hard of a mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa! Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Had to be the one who wore all the clothes. Duh.
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Oh, you were there too, Taka.
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on.
In case you forgot, here's that image, Ken.
But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
Hey, P-Triller. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the squad.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Let's
Is
test
it-
Makoto's assertion.
No.
If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See?
Technocrab, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the
Makoto
squad.
was wrong after all. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
I don't understand why, if his handbook is not broken, why he can't just produce it.
Let's test Makoto's assertion.
It's a broken
If
handbook.
what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Oops.
See? Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Sure, it's that
If
one.
what he says is you broke your own handbook.
In other words,
If Mondo's handbook,
then that proves
that was well, my goddamn
Damn handbook works just fine.
No, that's wrong.
Because he has Leon's handbook. Yeah, he replaced them.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
Let me open it up. Show us.
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit, but no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch.
No, it's too bad. I kind of liked Mondo.
What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong. You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time? From that way, everything will become clear. And we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Ah. Okay. So probably this one. Gotta go. Went to here. Grabbed the e-handbook. Locker room. Oh, maybe it's this one. Well, we'll find out. That's the girl star, though. Put stuff away. Maybe. Blood splattered onto the poster. Switched around the carpet as well as... Ah, no. This one goes over here. This one goes up here. Okay. Grab body. Moved to girls' locker room. Killer took something from the log, switched it to crime. There's so many. Brought to the murder scene. Cord. Discuss what happened. this again. I feel like some of these might be wrong.
The killer
See what
is
happens.
you! First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Oh. That one was wrong. Probably this one then. People think this one was wrong? Okay. I'm willing to agree with that.
Is you! She made her way, but how could the...
At least it doesn't start you over from the
Because
beginning.
she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned.
Ah. Drew switched around the carpet as well as something else. What's the poster? I guess it was this poster. Killer took something from the other locker room and switched it. Ah. Yeah, I guess it would have had to have been that. Would have had to have come into the room. And I think everything else is probably fine.
Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet, then removing the bloody poster, and finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
Oh. Not that one. Really? Okay. I still think the rest of this is probably fine. So... I just get my posters mixed up, is that it? Yeah, I think it's just posters. This seems annoying.
The killer is you! After all, using one of those. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch.
Yeah, because I had the posters in the different swapped originally, which is why I took the poster out and put the dumbbell in. I was just like, ugh, it's a bit annoying.
That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Orada?
Wait! No, this can't be right. Where's your evidence? Yeah, where's your evidence? You need evidence! You need proof! Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
Evidence that Mondo's the killer that already revealed itself earlier in the trial, and somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now. Alright. Fever time and nega time. Okay. During a bullet time battle, if you press the R button, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. Okay, that's interesting. So you can push X, triangle, however you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. You also tap the bottom of the screen. This only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of your time. It wouldn't be fair if only you got access to special time, so we've prepared something called nega time that your opponent can use. The opponent activates nega time during the bullet time battle. Your tempo marker will disappear, making it a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate fever time at this point, no, never mind, I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was worried about. I'm guessing it cancels them out. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, the opponent won't use nega time. Good luck, have fun. Alright.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you! False! Show me some evidence. I won't listen! You're corrupt! Show me some evidence.
This should prove it. If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What?
Well, this time it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The Blackened that killed Chihiro was... Mondo.
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Taka chose the wrong answer. Treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. Yeah, no, I figured he probably wouldn't vote for him. There's no way he could have killed someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why? Why'd you do it?
Now then.
Looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the O button to fast forward the text. There was once a young boy. His name was Chihiro. Extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak even though you're a boy. He heard things like that as long as he could remember he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. Chosen their way out. No, nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. I'm with ya, hate that phrase too. No matter how tightly he wrapped himself in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him, was not so easily weeded out. Turned out, the shell was completely empty. Complex didn't disappear, instead it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak.
Once the killing had begun here at the school, no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then, okay, I announced revealing embarrassing secrets. Of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
It was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around would torture him even more than before. Yeah, everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent spiraling into despair. And yet...
I'm sorry.
Don't really want to talk about it right now.
But...
Also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. Oh, you might have told everyone. We might have been friends. It might have been okay. After I try my best to become strong, I can tell everyone. Use the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
To get stronger, accept who I am. That thought at the front of my mind resolved to take immediate action. That day he made the commitment to begin exercising, was prepared to retain his mind and body. Be the first and only chance. Oh, so sad.
Hey,
I started exercising. It would be good to ask for someone's help. Always a good idea to ask for somebody's help when you're going to start exercising. I wanted to tell that person's secret first and then ask them. Then it makes sense, yeah.
Yeah,
Went to
that's
Mondo.
right.
The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chiro probably figured that even if confided in Mondo, honor would make him keep the secret. Thus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chiro always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. Went and asked Mondo to help me become strong. I'm sad that this turned out this way now. It was his aspiration. Thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he'd made. Did what he did? That's why Mondo carried Chiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room.
Indeed.
Was it to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
Could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro.
But
How does moving the body keep a secret?
Because
if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, everyone would have been arguing about how they got into the boys' locker room. Once they started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect the identity, trying to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. This also conveniently covers up a lot of things. Mondo did all this to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed. Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. You guys trusted each other. Why? Why did you... Well, what secret did you have? I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
Possibility of having your embarrassing secrets exposed.
What is this?
Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone.
wrong.
It's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
Judge others by your own standards is the height of folly. If you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Why don't I tell you? Embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
He killed his own brother. Ultimate biker gang leader makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. The only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got him on a motorcycle. Vroom, vroom. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. Wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. Before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number one in the gang, and his number two, his younger brother Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. Ew, gross. When Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. Okay. Kid's gonna take over Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Someone like that really be our leader. All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang. Which is why...
I just...
Gotta get stronger than my brother. Just one time. Just gotta
Don't
win.
fuck with me.
Gotta come out on top. And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. Crazy Diamond. During the race, tragedy struck. Kid brother pushed ahead with a reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. Suddenly, laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. "My bad, kid. I effed up. Sorry." Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. "Hey kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. Because it's a team, you and me put together. A promise between men." Decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang, in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd bested his big brother. Dad was gonna lose to this kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. Okay, so he'd lose control of the gang, probably. If they found out. Wanted to lead the team so bad he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I just...
Strong. Haley! Hey, thanks for that follow. Welcome to the squad. And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light. Mondo killed his older brother. Yeah, debatable. But that doesn't mean he doesn't think so. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. When that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I've been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why. That's why. Mondo? After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness and I just started swirling around. Never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. Wasn't sure what to think of or say, but after a while that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with them. And right there, told me their secret.
I'm sorry.
Sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
The bus is currently running the biker gang. I mean, you've kept that secret all this time. If anyone found out...
But...
Well, yeah, but...
I want to change.
Wrapped myself in lies. The week I wanted to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong it can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So, you're saying I should just say it?
What?
Saying if I really am, I should be able to tell everyone my secret. Oh no! You accidentally kind of hit a weak point on him that nobody knew he had.
Huh?
I was jealous. Jealous of Chihiro's strength. The strength to face his own weaknesses to try and overcome it. The kind of strength I've never had. So I was jealous. And the jealousy broke me.
What?
Making fun of me? I'm strong. You effing with me right now?
No!
No, I think you're strong. Felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What do you want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed, and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
You have to tell me all that. Trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
No, I really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I am strong. Strong. So strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch!
Stronger than Don't remember anything after that. Woke up again, he was laying at my feet covered in blood. A dumbbell in my hand, I was just staring at him down on the ground.
I killed him. I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo, he was so normally aggressive and angry. He had that weak side away from anyone. That was a secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. Look at him, you see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. Couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. Doesn't know what true strength is. I don't like you. You see hope anywhere in there? 'Cause I sure don't. Go ahead and say it again, dare you?
Yep.
Say as many times as I want, is what I want to say. Can't do that right now because it's time for punishing is fast approaching.
It can't be.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the execution thing still happens.
Well now, well now, well now, well now.
That's what I promised you, right? The blacking that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
Oh, I bet you have. Uh-huh. Wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Here we go. Oh. Are you gonna bring in a bus? Motorcycle cage, okay. Cage of death. Ah, okay. It's kinda not even. Ew. That's real gross. Hey, Lazarus18, thanks for that follow. Welcome to the squad. I think he got fried into butter? It was really weird. The idea is he got liquefied from the centrifugal force. Okay. It's still real weird. Laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace. My brother. Another murder, another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. Just gonna cut some of that screaming short. As Taka said, screams invaded our skulls. We were each forced to realize once again. But he, of course, he had to. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game? Hey, back here. Wanna tell us some stuff?
What is this?
Completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do, because this game is life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response, except
However,
that I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Yeah, actually, we kind of like to know. Isn't it obvious because it made things more interesting? His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death. It chills me to the bone. Last night when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignored the nighttime rule too. Rule never mattered to me. Don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
Well, don't particularly care. Keep going. Night grew late and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. Spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. Well, no, he witnessed somebody leaving the locker room, but... Such a fool, he didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him.
Well...
I knew who the culprit was from the very beginning.
That's right.
But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would lighten things up. Yeah, I don't believe you.
I see.
After hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene.
But...
If we hadn't figured out who'd really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Obviously, I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point. Ah, yes, but would we have all listened to you and voted for you? Or voted for the person that you... I don't like you. And turn and look me in the eye. I feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone it never did, I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for.
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yeah, we're done listening to you. Moving on.
Hey.
Something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Ooh.
You...
You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why? Do you like them? You know this punishment, despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself.
What?
You're over-exaggerating. I'm not over-exaggerating. We're on some kind of weird reality TV show, aren't we? These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair. Yeah, what do you mean?
What the heck? Damn it!
Good grief, I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing. Whatever, it doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh, how exciting!
I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I've achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you.
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Togami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up.
Oh, so cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. Whatever it takes, I will kill you. Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom, and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue. because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair.
Well, anyway, like I was saying...
How are you playing Cat's Cradle with those paws?
This is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot.
You're talking to a student.
Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now, so just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean.
Ooh.
Yeah, of course there was going to be another one.
My. You really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but... Super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Interesting. The ultimate invisible person. Basically, there's a student amongst everyone who was specially brought in who was supposed to make the first murder happen. They don't know who the 16th student is. There's supposed to be another one. Who either isn't there yet or is there, nobody knows. Yeah, I got a trophy. Alright. Well, end of chapter 2. 16th has been revealed, but only to those who watch closely. Don't tell me it's, Genocide Jack. That's annoying. Alright, well that was a little depressing and interesting. And the end of this stream. Because it is 1:30, so we're half an hour past what I determined. That's okay. So next stream is going to be not until Thursday, because unfortunately this week I have to go into the office a lot and do quite a bit of work. But I figure we'll start at 10 a.m. We'll probably be playing more of this game because I haven't found another game to switch into. But I think Yono and the Celestial Elephants will be coming out soon, and I might have a way to set that up. So I'm possibly going to play that one and switch back and forth between this game and that one. But for now, we'll continue on with Danganronpa on Thursday, and then again next Sunday. Both streams will be at 10 a.m. And yeah, I'm going to go get some lunch, and I will see the rest of you if you are interested over at the Loading Ready Run channel at 4 for Rhythm Cafe. I'm going to be with Beach today. Oh, thanks for the cheer. And Kenisimal. Through K. No? I can't remember. Thanks for the stream times. Oh, thanks for hanging out. We're playing 2 rhythm games today. We're playing 64 and 140. They're both games on Steam. Beach will be there. It should be fun. And I'll see you all later. Thanks everyone for hanging out, lurking, cheering, subscribing. Anything you did, basically. I like you all. Bye.